and it is always responding. So the analogy that I will meet your analogy with that I use here is the bowling alley. So you've probably been bowling before and you've used the bumper lanes, right?
Bumper lanes. I've gone bowling before and I've spent time in the gutter and I've spent time on the pins.
Okay.
So it's been a while. We used to have a bowling alley in the town where I went to, and it was fun. We used to slide around on our shoes, and all the kids would hang out there. And I feel like, do they still have bowling alleys?
I don't even know.
It feels like something that may have gone the way of the mid 2000s.
I don't care if no one bowls anymore. You're not going to ruin my good analogy.
Okay, well, what my intent wasn't to ruin your analogy. Okay, tell us about bowling. All the bowlers are going to come after me with bowling balls or something.
Right, you're going to get blasted with all the stats on elevations.
Don't hurt me.
Cool. So if one were to go bowling and they didn't want to put their ball in the gutter, you could put these little bumpers in those lanes. All right, and these little foam pads that go in the gutter that if your ball is going towards the gutter, it hits those and bounces off and goes back in the lane, right? Okay, so in this entire conversation, and this is actually true of a lot of the way people approach their fitness and health, people are very concerned oftentimes with optimizing, meaning I want to make sure I don't go in the gutter. I don't want to hit the walls. So therefore, I'm going to try to improve the accuracy in which I throw the ball. So I want to make sure that I'm throwing it down the center of the lane more often. And I want to get my standard deviation tighter and tighter so that I don't get anywhere close to hitting the wall. However, what they're not realizing is if you do that, the body will start shrinking the size of the lane. Because what it basically says is, we haven't had a ball touch us in years. We don't need to be this wide. Let's get smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's not that you actually are having a reduced ability to recover, but you start becoming incredibly sensitive to that. So your two strategies for enhancing recovery are to practice getting closer, throwing that ball down the middle lane, or to widen the alley. And that's exactly what you're referring to. And you absolutely should do that. And so what happens is you don't have to be so precise with what you're doing because your ability to handle so many things is widened. So if you're off now by 4 or 5 inches to the right, no problem because you've just tripled the size of your alley. That's exactly what you want to do. So paying attention to two things. Number one is getting better at accuracy, maybe staying really tight with your progressions, using nutrition and sleep to optimize your recovery, and push your resilience is what we call this. In fact, there's actually a biological way to measure resilience.